Alright, here's the entire reason why I need to reorganize this whole mess. We have yarn scattered there. Equipment there and over on another spot over on the bed. There's my great-grandmother's wedding dress. I've got a foot puffy thing sitting in the chair. There's a pile of stuff there. I forget what's in there. There's a total mess. I don't dare well, okay, I'll open the closet. Just watch your heads. Doesn't look bad from up there, but look at the mess down there. And then we have, to the point, oh yes, there's that on the floor over there. And then here's the yarn shelves themselves. They're jumping ship. Look at that. I've got a few that have landed on the floor. There's some more. This is what my mess currently looks like. Here's over on the other side. My sheep are in order. At least my little flock up top is doing okay. But down here, not so much. So, let's get started on this immense task. Well, here's my progress so far. The bed is cleared off. And I have all of my filming equipment, other than the camera I'm using right now, over here. So I have this tripod that I use most of the time. Well, this was my original tripod. That is a little computer, which was in my parents' things they don't use. And if I use this light, it has to run off of a USB port. So I figure I can keep this up and plug it in as a power source for that when I need it. And then I got this tripod, which is a really nice heavy tripod it was in my parents' stuff, and they were like, you can have it. I said, I'll take it, because it's a really nice quality one. I have not opened it up yet. It does not have a boom, like a boom arm. This is a boom arm that can swing actually horizontally. So this is the one I use and will probably continue to use for tutorials, but I haven't really played with the other one yet. So that's how far I've gotten so far. Alright, time for a quick update. This is the yarn, and there might be more coming. This is the yarn that I have that is in sweater quantity. Oh yes, we're a little overabundant here. I've got enough sweaters to last for a very long time. But let me show you what I got. These two are both from Lion Brand. They are Comfy Cotton Blend. So these two will be like summer tops, short sleeve summer tops. This is some knit crate that I got a while ago, and it is a linen blend. It's called Linen Jewel, and I will be doing a color work sweater with that. So the main body of the sweater will be this kind of blush pink, and the color work will be this kind of purpley color. So that is a summer sweater. These two I got from, I don't remember if it was Hobium or Ice Yarns, but yeah, there's 10 cakes in each bundle, and I tend to think this is Hobium, but I could be totally wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Hobium. And so there is a red and a kind of royal blue. So these are also cottons, so they will be a summer sweater. Then over here I have 4 skeins of shawl in a cake, and this is the blue denim sparkly. And so I have enough of this to make either short sleeved or long sleeved. It is 100% acrylic, so, or acrylic or cotton. it's half and half. It's half acrylic, half cotton. And I have the same here, and it's in the charcoal with like iridescent. So this could go either way. The rest of these are all summer. I mean, the rest of these are all winter. And I have, this is Cartopu from Hobium, and this was, I forget where I got this yarn from. I had a skein or two of it, and I've already caked it up so I don't remember what it was or where it came from. Then I have this light blue, it's like baby blue yarn. It is over a pound. I think it's 2 pounds. I bought it from a warehouse place up in Rhode Island. It's not too bad to wear against your skin. However, I bought some others, which I will show you up here. Those 2 cones of yarn up there at the top shelf. I bought those at the same place, and they are what you would call rustic. They are scratchy. It's just a nice way of saying scratchy. Which brings me to this yarn. This was called Groovy. It was, my lighting is starting to fail. Let me turn a light on. Okay, this was called Groovy from Knit Crate quite a few years ago. And this was more of that scratchy yarn. Now, when I first started the channel years ago, I actually had a sweater made out of this. The yoke was made out of this, which is really soft, and this was the body of the sweater. However, the whole sweater was done in garter stitch, and because this is a more delicate yarn, it actually, this was much heavier. This actually pulled the weight of the sweater down because this was not as strong or heavy of a yarn. I mean, it's the same weight of yarn, but this is like a merino, and this is just a regular 100% wool. So it just was not flattering. It was very, very bulky, so I ripped the whole thing out, and eventually I will put it together again, but I will do it a little bit differently, I think. Then I have some more red. Apparently I really like red because we have red here. We have red here. This is Lion Brand Feels Like Butter. It is extremely soft. But anyway, I have that. Like I said, we have this red. And then over there I have some red as well. So lots of red. I will probably combine these solid reds with another color from the pile off of the shelves. I just haven't decided yet what I'm going to put it with. This is some Knit Crate yarn, which when it came out it was only 1 skein per box for Knit Crate because it was a super luxury yarn. It does have silk in it. It is a merino silk cashmere, so it is super, super soft. It's called Titmouse, and I have 5 skeins of it. They kept running really good sales, so I kept buying more. This is Hawthorne. This is Hawthorne Cottage yarn, and I bought this, I think I paid $1 or $2 a skein. It was a closeout. The company was going out, not the company, but the store that sold this was going out of business, and so I bought a sweater's quantity with the intention of making Dave a sweater, but Dave doesn't really wear sweaters, so it sat on the shelf for years. Then I have this. This is Knit Crate yarn from Creative Grandma, and I have 3. She was like the design influencer that month. And so I have 3 skeins of that. And then this is Cartopu from Hobium Yarns that I will combine it with because it's like the exact same color purple. And the funny thing is, the yarn that I showed you over here that I had already caked up, that I was going to make the original Colorwork sweater out of, look at how similar in color it is to the Creative Grandma. The only difference is this has more of a teal color in it, and this has more of a, this is more of a blue that's mixed into it, but otherwise it's very, very similar. So these will go together. Then I have 9 skeins of this. It is a cashmere. This was from Craftsy. It is super soft. I love this yarn, and I don't think they carry it anymore. It was called Camino Alpaca. So I have 9 skeins. There's like 2 skeins of each and 1 odd skein. They're all fall colors. It was going to be a striped fall sweater or cardigan. Over here, these are both Kartopu. This color is the same as what's in that. I ordered double by accident, but I have this to go with it. This is a type of mohair. It is really, really fine. It's almost a lace weight yarn. So I'm going to combine these together, hold them double, and do a sweater with that, so it'll be a little bit bulkier. This yarn here, I have 18 skeins of it because I think there's like 100 and some yards per bundle. But these I got from the Dollar Tree when they were selling wool. They aren't selling wool anymore, but it is Voyager yarn. And it's 100% wool, and it's actually not very scratchy. It's actually very nice. You could wear it against your skin. I have 18 skeins of it. You had to buy it in packs of 6, and I bought 3. And then there we have more of the red again, and that is ice yarns. There might be more sweater quantity yet. I still haven't pulled everything out, but I'm going to have sweaters for quite a while. Alright, we're going to do a little check-in. This is what was on some of the shelves. That's not all of it. There is a random order to this. This over here is like bulky. This yarn here was my what was I thinking yarn, because I have no clue. I think I bought this to make a sweater for the dog. It is really, really soft, but she's never going to wear it. She doesn't like things on. And I have no clue what I bought that for. This is going to go together, I think. And this goes together. Over here, we have some yarn that is going to be giveaway. You can see it all in there. And then over here, this is yarn for either socks or charity knitting. This is like leftovers from things where I might have enough to make hats and stuff for giveaway. Some of it is sock yarn too, so it's kind of a mix. Then we have this. This is odds and ends of all different yarns. I'm trying to find things that they will go with as I sort through them. So that is a pile. And then we have over here some really pretty purple and some leftover stuff that I'm not quite sure what to do with. A lot of this is Knit Picks palette yarn, but not all of it. I think there's Quince & Co. sitting right here, which is a good yarn. And I'm pretty sure that this and, well, there's some sparkly in there too. So who knows what all's in here. But I think some of this might be Knit Crate. Yeah, there's some pricier yarns in here, so I need to sort through that. Then we come to the sweater quantities. Right here I've got summer sweater quantities, so they're like cottons or acrylics. And the pink right here, this is linen. And then we get into the wool. It's mostly merino superwash. And then there's sweater quantities here and here. and here. And apparently I really like red, because here is red, here is red. This is part of the same stuff. And then there's some red here. So yeah, apparently I like red. And then up here is some more red. Along the top shelf here are things that I know are going together, not necessarily for sweaters, but they're colors that I felt went together well. And then down here we have some leftover sweater quantities. This is all lace weight yarn, which I don't do a whole lot with anymore. So that's why there's really not that much of it. And then this, and all over here, this is all cotton. Like a lot of it is leftovers from things, so I've got enough yarn to make dishcloths to last me for the rest of my life, probably. So that's where I'm at so far. I did find a whole pile of yarn over here that is fingering weight that I can add to my mitered square blanket that I'm working on. So that's what the disaster looks like so far. Well, the yarn is all up on the shelves. Well, most of it is. So the bottom here, that shelf is just mostly my own personal reading type of things. And these are all knitting and crochet books and patterns. And you can see I have some extra like leftover homespun. And then this next shelf up, this is sweater quantity yarns, and the yarns to the right, those are like cotton. So these are the yarn all the way from here to here, right about the middle of the shelf, are all summer weight or cotton or linen yarns. And then we have more, and then this is all sweater quantity. And then up top right here, these here are sweater quantity. These are lace weight yarns. Those are cotton yarns, like for dishcloths, and cotton yarn over here. So like I said, I will have dishcloth yarn for like the rest of my life. Then we have across here, you'll see these are all in bags. And that is because I have grouped them together. I know that these yarns are going to go together for a project. So I have them in bags so I don't get lost which goes to which. And then the top shelf, those are quote rustic yarns. So I bought those at Peter Patch's in Rhode Island, in Providence, quite a few years ago, and I have made stuff out of the red before, and I still have a lot of it left, but it's a little on the scratchy side, so if I ever use it, it will be for an outer garment. And then I have my whole flock of sheep, and I have an inkwell, and then I have a lot of old thread that was my grandmother's, and so as I use it, they're on wooden spools, and so I have saved the wooden spools, so that's where I put them. And then going over to the other shelf, there's my little shepherdess a friend of mine made, and there's a sheep hiding out behind her, and there's a little sheep lamp, and then this is a bride doll that I made the dress 4 years ago, and there is another sheep. Can you tell I like sheep? And then these are more yarns here that are going together. So they are grouped together. And this was made for me. It's a little Christmas tree. I've got it kind of tucked in so it hangs. If you've ever sent me anything or sent me a card, I do have them here. Here is a sheep from Kathy Tinkler. And if you've sent me cards, there they all are. I saved them all, so there's all the cards. A lot of them are Christmas cards, so I don't have them set out, but I have them. So the next shelf down across here, these are all like one skein wonders or two skeins. They're yarns that, for the most part, are just one skein, and I haven't decided what I'm going to do with them yet. This is a mini set that I got from Wonderland Yarns years ago, and this is a gradient. Oops. This is a gradient yarn. It's hand dyed from a dyer that's no longer selling yarn. And you can see back here, this is a sock blank, so you literally unravel it while you're knitting it. But I don't think I want to use it for socks because it was a little pricey. These are all yarns for the most part from Knit Crate, so there's 2 of each. I just haven't decided what I'm going to do with them, so I saved them to put them together with things. With the exception of these 2 yarns, these 2 yarns were given to me from a, I'm not going to pull them out because it'll be like Jenga, everything will go flying. But these 2 yarns are from a viewer that they gave these to me in person actually, and they are from Germany. And they remind me of a peacock because they've got these gorgeous blues and teals in them. I don't know if you can see them, but they're like jewel tones. So they just remind me of peacocks. And then these are some bulkier weight yarns. And these are sock yarns. I have more sock yarn to add to that, but I have to do the unboxing for it yet. And these are the 2 bulky weights that I have no clue what I'm going to do with. And then behind these are all yarns that are going to be used for like charity knitting. So this one it's like pink and white. It is extremely soft. And like I said, I bought it to make a dog sweater for the dog and never ended up making it. But it is actually extremely soft. Kind of reminds you of those plush little animals. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. But yeah, this is going to be yarns that I will probably use for like charity knitting. It's I think it's all acrylic in there. So it would be for like hats and things like that. And then down here, these are yarns that I have left over from projects. So they're just bits and pieces that, you know, in case I ever need them. Or there's like here there's a full skein. There's 2 full skeins of this Bernat Softy Chunky, although I wouldn't recommend it to anybody because I find it pills something terrible. This is some yarn that I hand dyed. It's extremely soft. It was lace weight, and I spun it together so that it's 2-ply to make it a fingering weight. I just don't have anything that matches it, but it is extremely soft. And then here I have some more homespun, and then we have this box. This box, and again, that right here, this is some of my homespun too. This is yarn that, and this is hand spun. It's not dyed, that's natural, and I did spin this. These are what they call rustic, which basically means you don't want them next to your face because they're scratchy. So that is what the yarn looks like, and I've got one other box. And this is a box here of future giveaway yarns. So as I come up with yarn that I buy for giveaways, I've been putting it in here. So you can see there's a bit in here. It's about 3/4 of the way full so far. So yep, those are for future giveaways. Now it's time to attack the closet before it attacks me. So let me show you what it looks like right now. Doesn't look too bad. There's the gift wrap that always attacks me when I open the door. It's when we get to this portion that it's a little chaotic. It needs a little help. So we're going to work on that next. Now we can take a look at the finished room. All of the yarn is in place like I showed you. And over here I actually have an empty cabinet so guests have a spot to put things. And there's my Knit Crate box. There's nothing in that, but they now do eco packaging, so it comes in a plastic bag, so It's a little hard to hold up, so I use that box as a prop. And then over here, there are my two camera stands, and of course the bed. And I should show you this. This is a nightstand that was at my parents' house. It's definitely like Danish modern, but I didn't have an end table in here, like a nightstand. So we have that now. And then over here, this table is a table that my father made. And it's kind of neat because you can adjust, you can see it underneath here, you can adjust the height of the table. It also, the top completely turns, and this side here and the other side, which is folded down in the back, you can see is a drop leaf. So this whole table spins, drops down to about 1.5 feet tall, and both leaves fold down on the sides. So it becomes very compact. Then we have a chair here with a little foot poof thing. This is where I used to film. There is my fluorescent light. I used to have a sewing table right where the chair is. And when I first started podcasting, that's where I sat. So now we get the closet, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. It looks much, much neater than it did before. So I still have gift wrap on the door. This is not all of our gift wrap. I just don't have it all in the same place. Up top there, this bin, as you can see, carries like all my crochet thread, and that's a wreath on the top. And then some throw pillows, some stuffing, and that is some fabric. And then these drawers hold stuff from my Etsy shop and gift wrapping supplies. And that's just some oversized totes. And and there's giveaway. The giveaway yarn I actually stuck in those two top drawers. And that orange is also some giveaway yarn. And the pink bag carries all my camera attachments. And then all of these drawers hold like zippers and sewing supplies mostly. I've got pom-pom makers in there and hot glue gun and some patterns. My patterns are in the bottom, and there's buttons, things like that. And then this basket holds all of my fleece for spinning. And over here, this has the bags for my Etsy shop, but it also has some material underneath it that I use to make the bags with. And then the Rubbermaid tub on the ground there is my tub of shame, which is things that didn't work out that I need to rip apart. And up here is my jewelry making supplies, which I don't do very often, but I still have the stuff for it. And then the blue container has all of my, I have some straight needles left, not too many, like the medium-sized ones, not the real long ones. So I have those, and my Tunisian crochet hooks and my tatting supplies are in there, and like oversized knitting needles, like if you're making broomstick lace or something like that. And then this tub has a whole bunch of project bags in it that I've either won or I've made, or they didn't turn out, and so they're there. The thing on top is an embroidery frame, and like for doing cross stitch and stuff. And then this is my quilting hoop that I've got sitting in between there. So that is how it turned out, and the room is actually livable again. So I hope you have enjoyed my craft room tour and the general cleanup with me. If you have, please give me a thumbs up, and I will see you at the next video. Bye, everybody.